Hello everyone, welcome back to Event Advice by CrowdComms. I'm here as always with Matt Allen, our Managing Director. I'm Will, the Product Director. Today in this video, we're going to be talking about our 7-step approach to customer service. Now, we're going to go through one at a time, but let's kick it off with kind of a broad brushstroke, what we believe in at CrowdComms when we're talking about customer service for people's events.
At the heart of it is empathy, I suppose. Empathy, like the understanding of how stressful events can be.
Yep.
If you're dealing with a conference for 500 people, it's your annual conference, and you've got your senior management team, looking down at you, and you're organising this event. That's a very stressful place to be, and they're going to be juggling 10, 15, 20 plates, spinning those plates. Technology is just one part of that, and we can help you with that, understanding how complex it is and what you're going through, to make that bit simple. And that's why it's so critical that we support you efficiently, effectively, and in the correct areas and in the correct way.
Lovely. So I'm not going to quiz you. But let's go through one at a time.
Yeah.
So people know exactly what we think and why they're one of our core values of the organisation. So number one, listen and understand. Take us through why we should listen and understand at this company, Matt.
Well, it's the heart of everything in business, isn't it?
2 ears, 1 mouth.
That's, my dad, he was saying that to me since I was very little. But yeah, absolutely. If you don't listen, you can't understand someone's pain points. If you don't understand their pain points, you can't solve them.
How do we understand it? Is it getting out there and being on site for every single member of staff? Or, how are we understanding people's team worries?
You listen and you learn from your experiences, and we do 250 events a month, and each of those events are different, but there will be synergies and similarities with other projects that we do. So you get the feedback both internally and externally, and you learn from it, and you create learning literature so that people are aware of those pain points and have the solutions in place.
Yeah.
I suppose that's the simplest way to react to it and resolve it.
When we have a new member of staff, presumably they go on site with someone else to see what good looks like.
Yeah, of course. Any department will go on site, as we've said previously. So it doesn't matter which department you are, and you'll go on site. In that support unit or that on-site team, and Tony is an example. Tony joined us, blimey, 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Tony's put 3 fingers. I'm glad it was 3. I was fearful of 2 and in which order.
Last year.
So 3 years. But Tony had spent a lifetime in the industry and came to us with a wealth of experience. Yep. So he came to us as a super experienced person. He's kind of sitting in a different seat now. He is supporting the people that he was, but he has empathy for their role. So I think there's a combination of either choosing really experienced people or having really experienced people like Tony that can guide people that come into the industry new into our team.
Second one, communicate effectively.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's at the heart of every successful business, isn't it? Learning how to communicate efficiently. And there's 2 parts of that. It's both giving people the training around how to communicate. It's knowing, if you don't know something, it's very difficult to communicate it. Yep. So making sure they get the guidance from the Tonys, or they've got the experience that the Tony's got, so that they can communicate it. And then it's creating the resources for that team to communicate that information. If someone is busy, do we have a mechanism to send them that content? They can't have a conversation. So have we got mechanisms to send that so they can get the information they need? Have we got pre-done video? Have we got a document that will help and support them in that moment? So giving them the mechanisms to communicate effectively are as important as the training and the experiences that have someone to communicate.
And be brave enough to say, I don't know sometimes.
Be open and honest and operate with integrity. If you don't know, say it and go away and find out. There's not a member of our team that would ever not know something and try and hide and cover it. They will say, I'm going to find out. I see it every day. Because we cannot be possibly expected to know everything. 4 million lines of code, a huge product. Sometimes you have to go away and you have to find it out.
Yeah, I think you've touched on it a couple of times already in this video, but number 3 is empathy is crucial.
Yeah. That comes, I genuinely think 99% of humans have empathy. There's a very small percentage of those that don't.
Sociopaths.
Sociopaths won't, but the vast majority, and that's a different event advice. Yeah, we might have a couple, but no, I think the vast majority of people have empathy, and in your recruitment processes, you know, you can you can tell, you can ask the right questions. I genuinely think that recruitment is the key component of identifying that you have a team that care, and empathy and care
Yep.
are quite similar. Understanding how someone feels is key to empathy, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Being able to really put yourself in their shoes and say, what they're asking for this, and I understand why it's important, and I'm going to try and give it to them in the best and most efficient way possible.
Well, it's an internal goal as well, isn't it? So if we don't live with empathy, yes, we can talk about the wider situation, but you know, the developers having empathy for the guys on the ground supporting the events, the account managers talking to the clients who need things, you know, want to elevate their events to the next level. Everyone understanding how difficult the developers' jobs can be sometimes when they're trying to find issues with the product and fix things quickly. So it's an internal value as well, isn't it?
You can only have short-term commercial success without empathy being at the heart of your business. Because you can only kid people for so long.
Yeah.
And we've been here a very long time.
See through, isn't it? Yeah.
It's easy to see through. People are smart. You don't survive if you don't have empathy.
Yeah. Okay. Personalised solutions.
Yeah, well, that's important because every event is completely different.
Yeah.
And so if we're solving a problem, we want it to be as tailored as possible. So I think you've got to be careful with it, because sometimes you have to say it can't do exactly that, but this is a way we can do it. But at the heart of our technology and at the heart of our service is personalization. Every time you and I are looking at a product, you will speak to a client, and again, that comes down to that listening and having empathy. What is your problem? This is how we're going to solve it for you. But there will be 5 other people doing it in 5 different ways, and it's that options, those, toggles we call them.
Yeah, we build everything with we very, very rarely strike upon a product idea that'll fit everyone. That'll be perfect.
Yeah.
It will always be, okay, there are, like you say, 4 or 5 different ways to cut this, and use it in conjunction with all the other things that we do. And how do we give the control to our guys internally to support events and to the customers to actually, pick and choose what they need for that particular event? Because it won't even be on a client level. It's on an event level, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's, you might have one event that needs 5 or 6 things, and then your next one doesn't need that at all.
It's not just on product. It'll be on sales, pricing, personalization.
Yeah.
It will be how we support, how we become an extension of your team. What team do you have there? What skill set do you have? How do we fit into that? How can we most effectively support you? Everything is going to be personalized. Yeah. We have our processes in support. We have our alignment calls, alignment metrics, our review calls, our debrief calls. We have our project plans, got our training guides and training videos. But it's that ability to be fluid with that process makes really effective people and really effective businesses.
Number 6 is be proactive.
Yeah, get ahead of things.
Get ahead of it.
So yeah, I mean, that's should be at the heart of every single department, shouldn't it? Look at how can I solve this before it becomes an issue?
Yeah.
Or how can I support you before you even know you need supporting? And that comes, you can only be proactive if you've learned from an experience. So it's much easier to be proactive if you've experienced something before, because you see it coming, you can get ahead of it. And when you do 250 projects, listening, that kind of buyer delivery cycle, making sure you get that feedback, you learn from it, you implement new processes to address it. Yeah. And it means that people go, this happened, didn't it, before? Yeah. Someone experienced this, or this was a problem for someone else. What did we do? And then having that openness and that collaboration internally to say, yeah, Chris says it was on this project. This is how we solved it. It was a great outcome. Learning from it, say, why don't we do this? So yeah, that will be hugely important. It's fluid, but it's a part of our processes.
And not to blow our own trumpets, but we do it now and again.
Oh, blimey.
I would hope that comes from, we like people to know that they have autonomy, that they are not doing what their managers or what we set from the highest level. They're not just doing what they're told.
No.
We know what good looks like, And
They are the experts in their role.
we need to make sure that they know, if they know a way to do it better, or if they think they can come up with a solution, please go for it. Absolutely go for it.
You and I talked about this morning. We talked about one of the guys on our team, Chris. He's just, he's been giving us guidance on platform and the best way to leverage the platform and what it would need to do. And there are times where it's so busy and you'll say, oh, well, can we do it this way? So often it comes round when we look at that and we talk to clients, it's like, blimey, yeah, he was 2 months ahead of us. So it's being humble enough to learn from the experts, which are the people delivering at times, and then feeding that back into the dev team.
Yeah, it's funny you say humble there, because the final value is actually being humble.
It's almost if I knew what these points are, which I didn't.
we like to keep these secret from you.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just scripted, and we don't do scripts.
Go on.
Too busy for that. Well, I mean, it was humble and open. That's our last value, and you kind of touched on it already. But again, I mean, and I'm going to touch on it again, that we hope that is just a value that runs through top to bottom in this organisation.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're kind of an open book. So there's this kind of concept, to be really successful, you've got to be quite ruthless. And maybe that means we're not going to end up being like
so be it.
Elon and what have you. I don't know what Elon's like. Sorry to be critical of him. I'm not suggesting
be a
he's
great
not
guy.
humble. But yeah, I think we've got a team of pretty open and honest people. It's so closely linked to empathy, I think. And so often these traits are.
It's humble enough to listen.
Yeah.
Right? If you are...
But allowing you to be confident enough to be an authority as well. It's a balancing act, because we need to be humble. We need to understand, remove ego from situations. We need to be able to listen to clients, understand their requirements, understand their experiences, listen to them when they give us advice in terms of the platform, which we do. But you also have to be confident enough to be an authority and say, look, we did 250 of these last week.
Yeah.
And if you follow this route, and clients, when you are humble and when you have empathy, they accept authority, or they welcome authority because they know it's coming from the right place. Yeah. And there's multiple times I've had conversations with clients this week where they've said, we trust you, guide us on what's best to do here. Yeah. And then because you've got that trust, because people know that we are open and honest and have integrity, they welcome that authority.
Wonderful. So that's the 7 covered off. How can clients, if they want to get in touch with us and know a little bit more about, how we weave these through every project we do, how do they get in touch?
Well, I suppose there's validation of what we've said, which will be in the NPS score, which will be in the Trustpilot reviews. We've got case studies on our website. Get in touch. We'll put you in touch with clients.
Yeah.
Talk to us. Contact one of the account management teams. Go and leave an inquiry on the website and tell us about your project. Call in and speak to Lee Jack, our commercial director.
I wouldn't have thought we'd have any qualms in, if we get a lot of referrals, don't we? We get a lot of referrals from other people.
That's another validation.
So if you know anyone who's worked with us before, ask them.
Yeah.
Ask them what they think of us, because, we would absolutely hope they would back up what we'd say, right? And those are our values.
They will do.
And we weave that into everything. Okay, thank you very much for this week. Like and subscribe down below, and keep looking out for new videos that get posted all the time. But for now, we'll see you next time.